Testing audio, 1, 2, 3. Main webcam seen and unmute. Hello everybody! Sound check, sound check. Okay, sound seems to be working okay. So welcome everyone. Welcome to Workout Wednesday. We are about a minute away from the session starting. And today's session is broken sprints. So this broken sprint session is it's a session that develops your explosive power. So again, power is obviously really important for every bike rider, whatever you're trying to achieve. So yeah, thanks for joining. We got 50 minutes of good quality training planned for you today, and we kick off in 5 seconds. Lovely jubbly. So we are off. Warm-up time. So off we go, guys. First thing we're going to do is warm up. Just get those limbs warmed up. Get the muscles warm. Get some blood flowing to the muscles. Get our heart and lungs ready as well. Get them pumping, ready to ready to make an effort. So the first thing we're going to do is a 10-minute warm-up. So it's a nice long progressive warm-up of 10 minutes. We'll start off nice and steady as we're riding now, and let's slowly get harder and harder. And after 10 minutes we should be pretty thoroughly warmed up. Then we've got a brief easy period, so two easy minutes to catch your breath, take a quick drink, and then we've got a little activation sprint, just to make sure we are really ready to make an explosive effort, which this session demands. And then we're into the real nuts and bolts of the session. So yeah, the session is called broken sprints. And the purpose is to develop your explosive power. So what is an explosive sprint? Or what is a broken sprint? So it's essentially a sprint of two halves. So it is broken, as per the name. We make one short 10-second sprint effort, flat out, max effort from a low resistance. So we're going to go into it at around 160 watts for me, so about 50% of your FTP. So we're going in at a very low resistance, and then we're going to be hit all of a sudden with this massive increase in resistance. So there's going to be required to produce a lot of torque to get up to speed. So there's a 10-second explosive effort, a lot of torque from a low cadence. We're really trying to get on top of that gear. And once we are on top of that gear then, after 10 seconds we're going to hold it for 30 seconds. So for me that means riding at just over 300 watts. So kind of holding that pace. And we're going to finish off then with an all-out sprint at the end of each broken sprint. So just to string all that together, 10-second sprint from a low resistance, 30 seconds hold, where you kind of just settle into your rhythm, and kind of hold the pace. So you're not recovering, you're not easing off, you're just holding it there. And then finally, we've got another 10-second sprint at the end. So each broken sprint is only 50 seconds long, but it's pretty intense and pretty quality. So we got someone there just saying poor quality sound, so I'm going to try and do something about that for you. Just going to move my mic. Hopefully this will be a little bit better for you. Does that sound any better? Lovely jubbly. Okie doke. So guys, the resistance now is increasing. Sorry, John, Nathan, just got your message. All right, why is that not working? Technical problems here. So for those of you who are following on live on webcam, apologies, we've got a technical issue here. We can't quite get the live stream hooked up of me riding. We just got the scene of me on my bike there. So I might have to stick with that for tonight. So yeah, halfway through our warm up now. We've got another 5 minutes or so. Warming up, so you should be starting to feel like you're getting a little bit, bit of a sweat on, like you're warming up a little bit. And we've got 5 minutes till we start our first effort. So again, if you've got should have a bottle handy, have some liquids, and also make sure your fan's turned on. So it sounds like, or looks like from what Nathan's saying, Zwift is not set up in vMix, so I'm afraid it looks like we're going to have no, you're not going to be able to see me in-game on Zwift today. It's a bit of a shame, but it is what it is. We'll have to live with that one. And just to confirm, I will still do the session. I'm not gonna give myself a cop out here. I'm gonna commit to the efforts, just like everyone else is. So someone asked me earlier this week when I was doing a ride on Zwift about the difference in cadence, and just speaking about what is the kind of optimal cadence to ride at. And the short answer is there is no optimal cadence that fits all. It is very, very personal, and you definitely kind of become good at what you practice and what you do most. So if you're spending all your time riding at 70, 75 revs a minute, if you go out and do an event and you suddenly try and ride at 100 revs a minute, your performance will likely be pretty poor. On the other end of the scale, if you're in training, you're used to riding at 100 plus revs a minute, and then come event day, you go out and you try and alter that tactic and pedal at a very low resistance. at a very low cadence, then that's going to be very alien to you. So again, first off, it's very personal, but also pedaling at different cadences has different effects on your body and on your muscles as well. So when you're pedaling at a high cadence, you know, you're very much, you're not producing a great deal of force. You're relying on kind of velocity in your pedaling stroke, so your cadence to generate the power. So that's more of a stress on your heart and lungs as opposed to your muscles. So you know, you're not producing much force, but a lot of cadence. That's kind of replicating that's kind of substituting the gap, I guess, or the lack of force to give you your power output. So let's take an example. Say you're riding along at 200 watts. So to ride at 200 watts at a cadence of 100 revs a minute, you know, you're going to be pedaling fairly quickly, 100 revs a minute. So the force you're applying through the pedals, so the demand on your muscles won't be that great. But let's take an extreme, so still at your 200 watts benchmark. Say you reduce the cadence to 50 revs a minute. The demands on your muscles is going to pretty much double, because you've got to produce double the force. So, you know, the power output, force times cadence essentially. So the torque or the pressure you put through the pedals times by how fast you turn the pedals. If you turn the pedals slowly, you're going to have to push them harder. There's a greater demand on your muscles. So again, depending on what your event is, it's likely that you're going to have to train to be good at performing at a range of cadences, from very low cadence, 50-60 revs if you're a mountain bike rider, riding through mud, up a short steep climb, or if you're a crit rider, maybe ticking out of a bend. And you need to be good at those low cadences. But then, if you're top end speed and when you're travelling fast, you need to be good at the other end of the spectrum. So, good at pedaling fast. So, guys, another 15 seconds or so warm up. So we should be getting pretty warm by now. And like you're getting a bit of a sweat on. And again, apologies for not being able to see my avatar in game. Not able to see me in game as a bit of a technical issue, I'm afraid. You have to put up with watching me for today. Okie doke. So now we're in the kind of recovery phase. So this isn't part of the session, so don't worry about riding too hard. Let's just turn those pedals and recover for a few seconds. And then we're going to do one activation sprint before getting into our broken efforts. And as I said earlier, this session really focuses on developing your explosive power. So over the last couple of weeks we've spent quite a bit of time focusing on developing your strength. So just trying to become a strong athlete. So literally just developing, or trying to recruit as many muscle fibers as we can, just to kind of increase our muscle mass in our legs, just become an all-round stronger bike rider. And once you're strong, then you can look at developing your power. Like today, these kind of explosive efforts. And once you've got that power trained and dialed, you can look at developing your speed. So your top end speed. Now it's as simple as, it's the speed you travel across the ground. So it's not really any substitute for making flat out efforts at a high cadence, trying to reach peak power and peak speed. So guys, you've got 10 seconds. We're going to make an effort here, activation sprint, just to get us ready for this session. 10 seconds. Up, 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 up. Good job, everyone. Good job. Okay, so that was just a little leg opener, lung opener, just to get us ready. So, because today's session is quite explosive in nature, we've got to make sure we're well warmed up. So, yeah, all that sprint was trying to do is just prepare us for the training. So, if you went into the broken sprints today and you weren't properly warmed up, you're definitely not going to get as much out of the session as if you went in well prepared. It's activating your muscles, getting those signals from your brain to your muscles to tell you, make sure your muscles are ready, and tell yourself, right, we're going to make some efforts in a minute, make sure you're ready. Okie doke. "45 seconds, guys." And yeah, as soon as you get into these efforts, they're going to come in pretty quick succession. So, as I said earlier, there's the pattern on screen. 10-second sprint, 30-second zone 4 or hold, and then 10-second sprint to finish off. So that is one broken sprint. And then we're going to have 2 minutes recovery, another broken sprint, 2 minutes recovery, and then third broken sprint. So that's 3 broken sprints per block. We're doing 3 blocks. Anyway, here we go, guys. First effort. Okay, guys, now you're just trying to hold that pace. Just hold it there. I say 90 revs a minute is a good cadence to aim for. Okay, guys, up, up, up. Sprint time. Okay, guys, good job. Oh. So you should see your, at the bottom of your screen, those of you who are riding, your power output. You should be making little bed shapes. You've got your sprint, zone 4, sprint. Kind of that red block, yellow band, red block. And if you translate that into the real world, so put yourself in a race situation, the end of the race it's not all plain sailing. You're not just riding steady towards the finish and then do 1 10-15 second sprint at the end. What we're trying to do here is replicate what it really feels like and what you really experience at the end of a bike race. So the first sprint in these broken efforts is you trying to position yourself well. So the likelihood is you haven't got a dedicated 8-man lead out train to position you perfectly. So you've got to make an effort maybe to step out into the wind, to move up and find a position in the bunch that is positions you well to start your sprint. So you make that sprint, or you make that effort to move up, and then once you're in position, then you've got to hold your position. So you can't suddenly drop down to zone 2 and recover before you make your race winning effort. It's all about holding then. So once you made your first effort to move up, then you hold your position, kind of defending your place on the road, and the last 10 seconds is all out sprint where you go for glory. So that's how it kind of translates into the real world. Okay, guys, broken efforts number 2. Here we go. Whoop. Good job everyone. Now settle in. Just settle into zone 4. So we're defending our position now. So imagine yourself right at the front of the bunch. You're well positioned. And coming around the final bend, you can see the finish. Let's go, race winning effort, up. Whew. Good job. Oh, that's a tough one. Good job everyone. And by the way, I should probably say Happy Valentine's Day everyone. I'm glad you've all taken time out from being with loved ones to ride with me. I'm truly touched. Oh, absolutely, Michael. So Michael's saying the second sprint comes really bad. Certainly does. And again, it really does translate into the real world, as I was just saying before that last effort. So again, just to go over it one more time. Your first sprint, with about a minute left in the bike race, everyone in the race is likely trying to be at the front. Everyone's just trying to get to the front to position themselves well. And you've got to be one of those guys trying to position yourself well. So the first sprint is you moving up, kind of maintaining pace with the pack, or likely accelerating to position yourself well. Then you hold your position, so that's the zone 4 bit, and you just maintain where you're at. And the last sprint then is your race winning effort, where you're going flat out, trying to win the bike race and do as best you can. So guys, next one, let's go. Good job everyone. Just hold that now. Hold that effort. Again, aim for 90 revs a minute if you can. Okay guys, race winning effort, let's go. Good job everyone. Oh, that's a real tough effort. I'm glad a lot of you are feeling my pain here. That is not an easy one. So I've got 3.5 minutes recovery now until we step into block 2. So now's a good time to have a drink. Just make sure we're staying hydrated. Because again, on the turbos, indoors on Zwift, there isn't that wind resistance to get out on the road to cool you down. So we really do lose a lot of fluids. So it's important we pay attention and keep topped up, because even though the session isn't that long, in the big scheme of things, it isn't that demanding, it won't take too much out of you. You're still working hard, you're still sweating a lot. and you will be losing a lot of fluids. So yeah, really important you replace those fluids whenever you can. Every time it goes easy really, and you're in the recovery phase, take a drink. It's good practice, good routine to get into. And while I'm cue, there's my little message on screen saying keep on drinking. So yeah, just talking about cadence earlier, I kind of got halfway through what I was saying, but essentially it's when you're pedaling at a lower cadence, so a harder gear, pedaling slowly, you're relying more on your muscles to generate that power for you. So again, often you can't produce the power or the force needed through your slow twitch muscles alone. So taking my 200 watt example, 200 watts at 50 revs a minute, chances are your slow twitch muscle fibers won't be able to produce the force required, so you're going to rely on some of your faster twitch muscle fibers, and that's where your anaerobic, you go into your anaerobic state, so you'll require, it uses up a lot more energy, and it produces more lactic acid, and overall just damages your muscles more, compared to a higher cadence where it's your kind of all-round system really that produces that force for you. So your heart, lungs combined, so it is more efficient in the longer term. So we've got 40 more seconds left, just under, and we're going into block number 2 of 3. Okay guys, this effort's from a fairly low resistance. This is where the torque comes in. Big effort to get up to speed now guys, big effort. Whoop. Okay guys, now hold. Just hold your position. Just try and defend where you're at. Just holding that zone 4 effort now guys. 90 revs a minute is good. Up, 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 up. Good job everyone. Oh. Good job everyone. So another minute and a half, easy, just to recover. And then we'll step into effort number 2 within block 2. So this is our halfway point. And you should really go into oxygen debt in these efforts, because again, essentially it's a 50-second effort, top and tailed with a max effort sprint. So very physically demanding. You're in an anaerobic state for the whole 50 seconds. So if you're kind of gasping for breath and really finding it a struggle, that just means you're doing it right, so that's a good thing. So don't worry about that. Okay guys, 35 seconds, we go again. We know the drill now. 10-second sprint to start. From that low resistance, so when the resistance is applied, it's a big shock, and you feel like you're stuck in mud. But that's where the big torque is required. a real explosive effort to get off the line. So those first 5 seconds of each effort really are key. We're producing that maximal force. Okay guys, 5 seconds. Here we go. Big first few revs. Up. Into zone 4 now. Keep your composure there, guys. And let's hit it now. Race winning effort. Up. Oh man, that was tough. In between the each sprint, so in the zone 4 bit in the middle, 30 seconds zone 4. That's where it's really important to keep your composure. You can send a message to someone online. So someone just saying then they were struggling to hit the required watts. So I was basically telling them to make use of the arrows in workout mode on the left hand side. More of that in a moment. Here we go guys, 10 seconds up. Zone 4 now guys, find your rhythm, just try and stay composed. That's good. Last 10-second effort this block guys. Up, up, up. Savage, savage. Good job everyone, good job. This is a tough old session, so good job for sticking with it. And there's definitely a significant training benefit throughout the session, kind of due to the cumulative build-up of fatigue. So Now the first sprint in the first block is fairly fresh, depending on obviously what you've done throughout the day and training wise the day before. But all things considered, you're pretty fresh. And by now, we've got two blocks done of 3 broken sprints. So that's 6 broken sprints, which is 12 max efforts with 6 blocks of zone 4 scattered in between. So that's a fairly intense workload in a short period of time. So bearing in mind we've jumped on, we've warmed up, and we've got those efforts in. We've only been riding for 36 minutes. So that's significant workload. And each effort we do, it builds, adds to that fatigue build-up in our legs. So each effort, in theory, should be getting harder. And depending on your level of fitness, we kind of dictate how much harder each gets. So if you're really fit and in good condition, you may not see too much drop off from the first effort to the last effort. So your fatigue resistance, as we call it, will be fairly good, fairly strong. Whereas if you're fairly unfit athlete, maybe you're just starting out training, or you aren't able to commit too much time to your bike riding, you may see a significant drop off between first effort and last. And that's just part and parcel of being in a certain condition. And the more you can string sessions like this together, the better position you'll be in long term. So guys, last block of broken sprints. "40 seconds to go." And just because we're getting towards the end of the session now, don't let the quality slip. Every effort should be equal quality, equal importance. And really commit to it. So on the left hand side you'll see a series of stars, and you get a full star if you completed that section of the session properly as prescribed. So just like they do in the jungle, let's go grab those stars. Up. Really got bogged down then. Couldn't quite get on top of the cadence. Just got a little reminder there. Someone saying don't forget to drink. Very true, very important. Thanks for the reminder. Oh. So 1:20 guys, when you go again. So if you can't quite catch your breath, don't worry too much. As long as you've got it in a minute, within another minute's time, ready for the effort, that's fine. And over a period of weeks and months, you should feel that you you're able to recover quicker as you get used to completing these type of efforts. And in a race situation, you don't, the example I gave earlier was making an effort to move up, hold your position, and make a race winning sprint. That's not the only purpose of these type of efforts. So giving you a simple example, mid-race, you may think there's a climb coming up or a windy section that you want to be well positioned for. So a couple of K in advance of that, you may have to make a sprint or make an effort to accelerate, move up the group and to slot in further up the bunch. So it's not just at the end of a race. Okay guys, up. Now hold it guys. So you've just moved up, you're in a good position, just hold it there now. There's a tight left hand bend coming up in a minute before a steep climb. Position yourself well. Let's go. Good job. One more block to go, guys. And coming back to that race situation, in a race you're making multiple efforts like this. Even if you're not purposely trying to move up and regain position, you're just following the natural surge and there's natural accelerations in a bunch. And often you'll see your power profile looks something like what we're doing today. If you break down today's session, there's not actually that much time spent going hard. It may sound crazy, but it's actually about 7.5 minutes. So mentally, it shouldn't be too much of a hurdle to get your head around. And the important thing is you really commit to every effort, because we're only spending that short amount of time, 7.5 minutes going hard. It really is important that every second is spent bang on. So here we go guys, up. Okay guys, one more effort left. It took me a full 1 minute there to recover. So Nathan, I'm struggling here, buddy. It's been a tough old session, this. And it's just explaining we're only making, we break it down, just over 7 minutes. 7 minutes of maximal effort, but obviously the critical thing is, the efforts are maximal, so they do take one hell of a lot out of you. So I think psychologically, it should be okay to get your head round if you can just do the maths. 7 minutes, it's not too bad. Now compare that with some other longer, more aerobic sessions, a sweet spot and over-unders, or a long endurance ride. It's a similar level of stress on your body, but we're doing it in a much shorter time. So we've got 45 seconds left, guys, and we've got one final bonus sprint. And again, you'll notice the wattage is high. It's 320% of your FTP. So essentially we're all going to have to go flat out for 12 seconds. But once we've done that 12-second sprint, it's 5 minutes cooldown, and then we're done. So guys, brace yourself. Big effort from everyone now. Last effort. Oh, killer. Absolute killer. Good job, everyone. Wow. Well, you've all earned your chocolate tonight. Oh, man. I hope you all dug as deep as I did then. Any of you know what your peak power was? Any PBs out there? 973. Good work. I mean, I doubt there's any PBs out there. Obviously that was coming at the end of a pretty tough session, so 900, great work. Again, it's all relative, so I'm asking you what your power was. Don't compare that to other riders. It's all personal to you. So if that's a near PB or nowhere near, whatever it is, just take note of it and just try and better it next time. But one thing's for sure, this session is very demanding. It does train and develop your explosive power. So whatever you're hitting now, if you complete the session maybe once a week, along with another power development session, once or twice a week, you can see some real gains in your explosive power and your ability to sprint, and make those little surges up climbs, out of corners, and that type of stuff. So great effort. 2.5 minutes left. Again, this is just the cool-down phase now. So all the hard work's done. We're just loosening those legs off. Loosen those legs off. Start that recovery process. Now start shaking those toxins from your legs. It's important to say keep drinking, so rehydrate, because we would have lost a lot of liquids there. And once you've got off, make sure you have something to eat. You may think, oh, I've only done 50 minutes. I've only gone real hard for 7 or 8 minutes or so in total. But again, that would actually deplete your glycogen stores. So it's important to have something to eat. Right, I'm just going to send a couple of ride-ons to Zwifters in the group. Yeah, good job everyone. So again, nice light gear now, just spin those legs out. Nice and loose. And you should feel over the last 5 minutes or so, your legs are coming round as that recovery process starts. So just about to go up Box Hill, but luckily we're not going to go up it because my session ends in 35 seconds. I tell you what, I don't know about you guys, but I wouldn't fancy going up Box Hill to finish off now. I'm done. Or as they say in Zwift, I'm toast. There's no hammer time for me. There's no hammer time, that's for sure. But yeah, everyone, thanks for joining. Matt Rowe here from Rowe & King. It's been great to have you. Great to have you riding with me tonight. Same time next week. And also another word, just keep an eye out for the Zwift coaching podcast, which will be coming out shortly with myself, Kev Poulton, Jordan Rapp from Zwift, and Greg Henderson. We've got some quality content that we're going to be talking about and sharing with you guys. So yep, thank you everyone. Goodbye.